The truth is simply this. You have no idea what it means to be the director of the Institute.
It's over, Dr. Higgs.
What do you plan to do now? Kill us and take the key? Go on then. Prove how right we were.
I've got that sample you wanted.
I'll take that from you. Yes, this will do nicely. I hope those super mutants didn't give you too much trouble.
Those things are monsters. I barely got out of there.
Well, if this experiment bears fruit, the risk will have been worth it.
If there's nothing else...
Not at the moment. No.
No trouble at all.
I knew you'd be the right woman for the job. It might be necessary to gather more samples. So check back with me later if you can. Again, thanks for your help. I couldn't do this without you.
What? No reward for my efforts?
I suppose that's a fair request. I was going to take these over to the SRB, but here, you take them. You face at least as much danger as any of our coursers. It might be necessary to gather more samples. So check back with me later if you can. Again, thanks for your help. I couldn't do this without you.
I was surprised when Father named you as his successor, but I'm sure he knows what he's doing.
I delivered the seeds.
Good. I trust everything went smoothly?
Hardly.
Don't tell me the simple act of carrying a packet of seeds from point A to point B proved difficult for you. On second thought, don't answer that. It'll just discourage me. I have little enough faith in people as it is. I'd prefer not to lose any more.
Does it really matter how smoothly it went?
Being a member of the Institute means holding yourself to a higher standard. It means efficiency and diligence, attention to detail, and an exacting thoroughness. It's not enough just to do a job. It must be done well. At any rate, I'm sure you did the best you could.
Not sure I'd call it smooth, but it's taken care of.
Good enough, I suppose.
Yeah, pretty much.
Splendid, splendid. Here you are, then. Something to aid in your future missions, courtesy of the Bioscience Division. That will be all. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Why the hell would you do a thing like that? From what I hear, that rogue scent at Libertalia was a real menace. Glad it's back where it belongs.
I know you'll achieve great things here. We all do.
I have some Brotherhood schematics for you.
Great! Can't wait to get a look at them. I guess you took a pretty big risk to bring me these. I hope I wasn't asking too much of you.
To be honest, I didn't think I'd get out of there alive.
Well, I definitely appreciate it. I'm sure these plans will be a great help.
I've been in worse situations, but it's not something I want to do every day.
No kidding. I guess you've seen a lot of action then.
It was a cakewalk. No problem at all.
I'm glad to hear it.
That depends. How do you plan to reward me exactly?
Well, I guess I could give you these. Just keep this between us, okay? I'm not really supposed to be handing out fusion cells. If you come across any more of these blueprints, let me know. In the meantime, I'll see what I can learn from them.
Do you think it's weird that I've never seen the surface?
Right now, kid, I'm bored with this conversation. Come on.
Okay, maybe we could talk more later.
Nice work bringing that rogue synth back.
The Directorate should take the synth escapes more seriously.
I delivered the transmitter.
Good. I'll send a courser when I can. I guess those raiders didn't know what hit them.
On the contrary, they were pretty well prepared.
I guess they knew we'd want that synth back. It's not the first time someone's underestimated us.
The synth is safe. That's all that matters.
I suppose so.
It was a slaughter. They never stood a chance.
In that case, I'm glad you're on our side.
So, what's my payment?
Payment? I suppose I can offer you something. Here, we can spare a few of these from the armory. I hope that's payment enough for you. The raiders are a constant threat to our scavenging operations. Unfortunately, more synths are likely to be captured. If you want to continue helping us out, check back with me and I'll let you know if we need another rescue.
X688 sounded very impressed with your work at Libertalia. He doesn't give praise lightly. Well done.
I've got the report from Diamond City.
Good. I'll take that from you. I'll let you know when I need you to pick up the next report. That's all for now.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not your errand girl, Dr. Ao.
Mm-hmm.
See you around.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't you going to offer me something in exchange for my help?
I thought Father brought you here to help us, not to play the mercenary. I suppose I was wrong. If I have to purchase your loyalty, so be it. It's not like I have much of a choice. Here, take these. They'll probably be more useful to you than they are to me. Anyway, like I said, I'll let you know when the next report's ready to be picked up.
Higgs and Logan have officially lost their minds. They'll be lucky not to be exiled.
We've lost synths to feral ghouls in the past. When we found them, well, there wasn't much left.
Those feral ghouls won't be a problem anymore.
Thanks to you, I can finally send that scavenger team back to the surface. Of course, there are feral ghouls hiding all over the Commonwealth. I'm sure it's only a matter of time before we have to deal with them again. If you're willing to undertake another extermination, come and see me. I can always use the help.
Sake, be reasonable. I know you can hear me. Now open this door. What's the use?
What's going on?
Dr. Higgs and Dr. Loken have decided to protest your appointment as Father's successor. They've taken control of the bioscience security systems and cut off our food supply.
That kind of insubordination can't be tolerated.
Have they made any demands?
Not yet, but I expect they'll demand that you renounce all ties to the Institute.
They've lost their minds.
No, they've lost faith.
Oh, great. Like I don't have enough problems.
Well, I'm sorry you've been inconvenienced, but solving personnel issues is part of an administrator's job.
I'm sure they'll calm down in time.
I know these men, and I can assure you they are completely serious.
Is there a way I can communicate with them?
As a matter of fact, there is.
This isn't going to change anything.
Well, perhaps if you could just talk to them, this could all be resolved peacefully. In fact, I think I can help you with that.
It's one thing to protest, but this is going way too far.
Look, I can see that you're angry, but please, talk to them before resorting to more violent measures.
Maybe I can reason with them.
I believe I can help with that. I can unlock the maintenance tunnel that leads to the bioscience observation room. From there, you should be able to communicate with Higgs and Logan. If you can't reason with them, you can use this holotape to access the command functions on the observation room terminal. That should give you some options. Just please, try to talk to them first. Use violence only as a last resort. Here we are. Just give me a moment. There, it's unlocked.
Engaging hostile life form. Sustaining pit systems offline.
Why do they even try? Something.
Aha! I thought I heard something. Made it past the guards, Impressive.
Lawrence,
If you've come to change our minds, then you're wasting your time.
can we talk about this?
Father chose not to talk to the Directorate before anointing you his successor. So how about I follow his fine example?
You're upset. I get it. You've made your point. Now open the door.
I'm not taking orders from you. You haven't earned my respect, and you never will.
I had a more direct solution in mind.
Oh, really? Our sent guards are programmed to attack anyone who enters here. So by all means, come and join us. Just don't say I didn't warn you.
I know you're angry, but there's a better way to handle this.
Oh, you're wrong. You see, I've tried talking. For years, I've suggested that we do things differently here, but nobody listens. Let's see if anyone can afford to ignore me now.
Don't you think you're being a little selfish here?
Far from it. What we do to protect the Institute.
I'm not a patient person, Dr. Higgs.
Unlike you, Dr. Loken and I are very patient. We have more than enough food to stay locked in here, as long as is necessary. You and the others will go hungry long before we do.
Don't force me to take drastic measures, Doctor.
Oh, so you mean to martyr us then? I assure you, Dr. Loken and I are prepared to make any sacrifice in order to uphold the ideals of the Institute.
Father believes in me. The least you can do is give me a chance.
How could you hope to lead us when you hardly know anything about what we do? I'm sure you mean well, but you must see that it's an impossible task.
You'd rather everyone fight over the job? Is that what's best for the Institute?
I agree that the transition will be chaotic, but eventually, a leader will emerge from that chaos. Then, things will return to normal, and the work will resume.
Maybe, maybe not. All I'm asking is that you keep an open mind.
I'm sorry, but our minds are made up. Both Dr. Loken and I have resolved to stand our ground.
Father believes in me.
No, the risk is too great. Without experienced and competent leadership, the Institute could be thrown into chaos. Decades of research could be jeopardized.
If I just stay out of everyone's way, it should be easy.
If only it were that simple. Unfortunately, you don't have Father's scientific background. You can't hope to relate to us or understand the work we do here.
I'm under no illusion that this will be easy.
Your determination is admirable, if misguided. The truth is simply this. You have no idea what it means to be the director of the Institute.
Don't force me to take drastic measures, Doctor.
Oh,
Last chance, Doctor. Are you sure you won't change your mind?
This is much bigger than just you and I. I'm protecting decades of research and progress. The answer is no. We will not back down.
You're a stubborn fool. And you're not gonna like how this ends.
Nor will you. If you leave us here, everyone else will starve because you were too stubborn to refuse Father's appointment. Remove us by force, and everyone will fear and despise you. I'm afraid you lose either way.
I thought you were a reasonable man. Maybe I was wrong.
This is much bigger than just you and I. I'm protecting decades of research and progress. The answer is no. We will not back down. Unlike, we have more than enough. You and the others will...
We seem to be at an impasse.
Then there's nothing more to talk about, is there?
Father believes in me.
How could you hope to lead us when you hardly know anything about what we do? I'm sure you mean well.
I'm under no illusion that this will be easy.
Your determination is admirable, if misguided. The truth is simply this.
Sure. If neither of us is willing to change our minds, then I guess that's that.
There's nothing more to say then.
I know you're upset, but I'm not going to change my mind.
There's nothing more to say then.
Can't you at least give me a chance?
A chance? What do you think, Max?
Even the most fastidious researcher must sometimes take a leap of faith. I say let's give it a try.
Very well then. Open the door and let's return to the fold.
Since, abort command override and resume normal functions.
What you've done here is inexcusable, and you will answer for it.
There's nothing more to say then. Of course, sooner or later, the others will be forced to take my side. I think you'll find that hunger can be very persuasive. Father's heir apparent. She made it past your impenetrable defenses.
But if she got that far...
Compose yourself, man. We've always known the risks, but we are still in control.
Hey,
What do you need? Here you go.
your thoughts?
We should get more ammunition soon. Can never have enough of that.
That was it.
Sure.
You must be terminated.
Attacking enemy.
Thought I heard something move.
It's over, Dr. Higgs.
What do you plan to do now? Kill us and take the key? Go on then. Prove how right we were.
Is that what you want? To be a martyr?
I want only what's best for the Institute. It's all I've ever wanted.
This has gone on long enough. Open that door, now.
No. I refuse. Now do your worst.
You're beaten, Dr. Higgs. Your plan failed. Now open the door.
No. I refuse. Now do your worst.
Enough. Have you lost your mind, Lawrence? I'll do it. Open the door.
Max, no.
It's over, Lawrence. And you're a fool if you can't see that. Now, unless you intend to shoot me, please stand aside. While I put an end to this.
Future generations will remember this decision, Max. I'll make sure of it.
What is it, ma'am?
Your thoughts?
I'm trained for any combat situation. No matter what we get into, I'll be ready.
That's all for now.
Sure.
What choice do we have?
Bravo! I admit I was fearing for the worst, but I can see that I underestimated you.
What do you mean you feared the worst?
I just didn't want to see anyone get hurt.
I'm starting to get used to that.
I apologize. I won't doubt you again.
I'm just glad they listened to reason.
Indeed.
Keeping our food supply secure is your responsibility. This better not happen again.
I'll make it my top priority. There is one further matter to discuss. Obviously, some kind of disciplinary action must be taken here. The question of what form it takes is up to you.
There's no need to drag this out. I believe they learned their lesson.
Your compassion and understanding speak well of you.
I agree, but they should be watched carefully, or they might try this again.
I'll take that holotape back.
Give them supplies and then throw them out. They're banned for life.
I wish I could say that that would be unfair. But there's no denying those men put all of our lives at risk. I'll see to those supplies. At least they'll have a fighting chance, which is perhaps more than they deserve.
The surface? That's a fate worse than death. They don't deserve that.
I'll take that holotape back.
They were prepared to let everyone starve to death. They have to die.
I understand. I'll make the necessary arrangements, though it saddens me to do so. I'll see that the mess in hydroponics is cleaned up. I suppose I should also make the funeral arrangements. Well, there's much to do, so I'll get about it. In the meantime, I'm sure everyone will be relieved that this is over.
Put them on probation. Limit their access to quarters and non-working areas.
That's more than fair. I'll see to it that everyone's notified.
Good decision. Those men could still have a lot to contribute. They just need to learn their lesson.
I'll take that holotape back. I also wanted to offer you something as a more personal expression of gratitude. I know that your work often takes you to the surface where supplies are scarce. I gathered these items together for you. I think you'll find them useful.
Got a minute to talk?
Not now.
All right. I'll wait. I'd still like to talk, if you can spare a minute.
What's up, X6?
When Father told us about you, and who you were, it was clear he had certain biases. How could he not? He's your son, and proud of it. When he shared his plan for you to take his place, well, a lot of us thought that was more than just pride. It was narcissism. How would you, an outsider who knew nothing about us, run the Institute? We all had our doubts. Me, maybe more than most. But now, after watching the way you operate, well, I have to admit, I was wrong. It's clear to me now that Father knew what he was doing, and I should have trusted him.
Having doubts is normal. The most important question is, do you trust his vision for the Institute?
Yes, absolutely.
Don't put me on a pedestal just yet, X6.
Of course not, ma'am. It's just, well, if you really knew your son, if you knew his accomplishments, his sacrifices.
You should have more faith in him.
I know. Believe me, I appreciate everything he's done. Probably more than you realize.
He seems to genuinely care about the Institute. I'm sure he only wants what's best.
It's true. He's dedicated his whole life to it. I know that you haven't had much time with him. But I can tell you honestly, ma'am, Father is a great man. I believe in his plan for the future. I'll do anything in my power to make sure that future becomes a reality. Do I like wading through the filth that is the Commonwealth and all of its vermin? Of course not. But if that's what the Institute needs me to do, then I'll do it. My point is, you should be proud to call him your son.
Why do you hate the Commonwealth and its people so much?
If the Institute represents the best of humanity, of what it can accomplish, then the Commonwealth represents the worst. It's like a rotting corpse, and the people who make their home there are like carrion worms, feeding on the filth. Soon, there will be nothing left but the Institute. and mankind will be better for it.
I hope you're right, X6. I want you to be right.
Anyway,
He might be my son, but I don't know him, and I don't know what he's capable of. He's a stranger to me.
give it time, ma'am. You'll see.
I am proud.
I'm glad to hear that, ma'am. Anyway, I've said what I wanted to say. Thanks for listening.